Hi everyone, so today I have a tutorial for some of the new items that LDRS Creative has released on their website for the Cozy Corners collection release, but I will say these things are all geared towards the Postage Collage collection, I suppose. You know, they have lots of different options for these base dies that I'll show you in just a moment. So I will say they did send these items free of charge from review, and of course all opinions are my own, and the links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So thank you for using those if you would like. I link to LDRS Creative, and then sometimes if scrapbook.com does have some of the items, I'll link it there too. You know, it depends where you like to shop. I will say LDRS Creative does have some bundles on some of these items, and so you might want to check that out. Also, so, okay, real quick, let's go to the main die set. So there are dies that I've been playing around with for the last several, maybe even a year or so, that all go to this Postage Collage set. So I would say like this one is more basic with the lines here. It does cut out like an A2 plate, and then you have all these dies that help you cut out some of the sentiments or like little items from the stamp sets. Right, so we have this one. We have this one that has the cute little postage edge. It is different from this one. I don't know if you see it. So this is a nested postage edge, and this is the basic postage collage. Different from this one. And so they all have a little different something going on, even though the names are kind of similar. You'll see them there on LDRS Creative site. Like I said, I'll have these things linked. This one has the cute little dots here, and it cuts out this main piece, and then you can cut the stamps, with some of these dies. Some have a little scallop edge and all that cute stuff. And then this one has different circles, and I don't know if they're different sizes. I feel like they are. Like, see how this one's smaller, that one's a little bit larger. So there's a bunch of layering and mixing and matching you can do within the sets. And this one will cut out the background with the postage edge, and then you have this topper piece that will cut this cute thing with the stitch lines that go on top of that. And again, you can kind of mix and match all those different things. You see all those shapes, the areas are the same because they all go with each other. And there's also a mask stencil set. If you want to just color a background, maybe put something else on there or put some of these things in there, but just color the background in a different way. And then masks. So if you're coloring one, you think you're going to get in the way of another one, you have these pieces that you can just kind of put on top while you're doing one area. So I think this is a really handy set to have. And then I just want to show you guys these because I'm not going to work with all of them today because that would be a very long video, but I will come back and do videos specifically on each one. This one here, I'm sorry I don't have the packaging for it. It's super cute. Let me put them here. And it just, you can add these in to these guys, right? So cut it out however you want. You have stamps like that one fits in here. It's just a cute kind of everyday, really sweet kind of artwork on this one. Mixing and matching, and it even has a little cancellation and postage, those kinds of things. It's a little bit different from the stencil set, right? It doesn't have a stencil. So there's that one. And then we have our Christmas one. I already went through these guys when I did the unboxing, but I just wanted to show you that these are the new items from the Cozy Corners collection. So you have this Christmas one that is super cute. It does something like this. And then today, since we are in September, I'm going to go ahead and try out the Halloween postage collage layering stencils and then the stamp. They do have a bundle like this, and they have a bundle of the Christmas one. It doesn't come with the dies. It's the stencil and the stamp, okay? But if you, have all those choices of dies you can pick up, or if you already have an initial bundle or set, you already have one of the dies. So let me open this guy up. There are 4 layering stencils. So we'll just go through. I think the last time I did one of these, I stuck with like pretty much the colors they were showing. I think this time I'm just going to go and have a play. So we'll just do what we feel like when the time comes to each one of these guys. And look how cute this is. I mean, the little ghosts, the little pumpkin or jack-o'-lantern. You got your spider webs, your little spider there. I mean, just super cute. And these are always photopolymer stamps from LDRS Creative there. And when you open this up, the packaging... generally, I believe this also comes with the same thing. I don't have the packaging for it. It will walk you through step by step of the colors that you might want to use. So these are LDRS Creative colors, but you can see, like a lighter orange, a little deeper, and the deepest orange, a couple different greens, some black, a dark blue, a light blue, and purple is what they used for this. But those are the actual names. And that's kind of how I walked through last time I went and matched them as well as I could. There's another one with just slightly different coloring, right? And then this guy also. I think most of the colors are the same. They might just be, let me see. I want to say this is what they're talking about here. This one has a few different colors like key lime pie, pistachio plenty, so it's just a little different. Okay. So what I'm going to do is we can start with our stenciling, I suppose. I don't remember which one I used last time. I actually used different things to show you guys different stuff, but maybe we'll go with this straight edge one. And so what I've noticed with this one, it doesn't have like the one that cuts out just the background, because when you cut this, it's going to be a frame, right? So that's interesting. Yeah, so this is totally different than I think I've done before, because before I want to say everything that I used, basically, you know, this one doesn't cut out these center pieces, so you just stencil into them. So I don't think I've used this one before. So let's do that. What I'm going to do is cut a piece of cardstock. Let me see how big this will actually cut. So this is 4 by 5 1/4 is what's going to cut for you. So I am going to cut a piece of cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, but then we're going to trim it down. So I'll be right back with a white piece of cardstock. I'm going to run this through black paper, just, you know, oh, maybe some glittery black paper. Let's do that just for fun. So I'm going to run this through glittery black paper, and I'm going to come back with a piece of A2 size cardstock. Okay, guys. So I'm sorry. I'm probably going to have to take a lot of pauses because I am so itchy right now from allergies. They always affect me differently all the time, every year, but a lot of times I just get itchy, like itchy, which is quite annoying. So anyhow, I had to take a pause and give a little itch. I will do that. Look how pretty that is. So very cool. So this is a bit different, like I said. So what I'm going to do is just build up everything on this A2 size piece of cardstock, then I'll trim it down to work to fit inside of this. Let's put this over here. And, oh, I should be wearing my little witchy poo ring. That'd be prettier. More fun for this occasion here. All right, there we go. And so, number 1, all right, 2, 3, and 4. And these do not have registration marks, because generally, like I said, with the other dies, when you use them, it's going to cut your piece and you just kind of look through it and you know that that's going to be great, right? So for right now, I'm just going to eyeball this. We're going to trim this down anyway to fit behind this guy when we're done. You can see, you know? So I'm not too worried about it. Just wherever I put it, I'm always going to layer the other ones over. Getting some help from the these little lines. Like this one starts it off so it doesn't have to have registration lines, but these little registration lines, those little etch marks will help you. And then I always like to have the instruction in front of me just to make sure. I mean, obviously looking at it, I can kind of tell what we're doing, but you know, what colors you want to go with. Like I like this dark background. My hat probably is going to be black. Well, So yeah, just mix and match. Do whatever you like. We're just going to go for it. I do like this being purple though. I think that's fun. Anyway, all right. So I think I'm going to use finger daubers. And the other day this whole thing fell over, so they are all over the place, my finger daubers. And I'm missing several. Okay, I just grabbed what I could and I'm like, oh, I'll get the rest later. All right, so let's say I do this one with a little bit of light blue in the background. The one they have next to it has like a darker blue. So again, whatever colors you want to use, you want to make it more bright and fun, maybe pinks and purples and lime greens and things like that, or whatever it is. So I'll take a light blue and I'll take a darker blue. And I think I'm going to make this one very light to begin with, which reminds me I need to re-ink these ink pads. Okay, I think the whole thing, other than the hat buckle, can be blue. And I mean, just another reason I got finger daubers. I wasn't planning on having to do this, but you see that little one right there? Let's make that maybe orange, right? Actually, I'll use this one here. This marigold color. Just a little yellow kind of buckle. Okay. And I'll keep this on my finger. Actually, I'll keep it right here just in case I need more of that yellow-orange color. This one, you know, they went with the dark blue, whatever you like for the background to make it look kind of nighttime-ish. I'm gonna go with this darker blue. And then I don't think there's gonna be another one. There's gonna be some bats later, so you might want to keep that in mind, but I'll probably do those in black, so not the biggest deal. Let's see. I do like the lime green in this next piece, so I'm gonna try to use a light color green. So I'm gonna put these in front of me knowing that those are the blues I was using, so I'll keep those there. Kind of a fun green back here. You know, these guys, who knows what was on there already, so it's giving me a really funky color, which is great for a Halloween card. Like, that doesn't bother me one bit. The color is a very different kind of green than what I was going for. Okay, I'll put that right there. The next one, if you want to do purples in the background, is what they went with. I'm going to start putting these colors all in different places. Like this can go over here with its lid. Blues are going to have to be somewhere. And oranges. I don't know though. I'll go back to that. Purple. And do we use a lot of purple? I don't think purple shows up again later until a dark purple. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and use the same finger dauber for this light purple. I probably didn't even need to ink that up, to be honest, because now the next purple is going to have to be really dark to make a difference, to look different from this one. Okay, so that's my purple. And then they did an orange background here, so you know, whatever it is that you like. You are going to have a fence on top of that orange, so whatever you think is going to help make a difference. Let's use it orange. That looks really cute. And then making it a little bit darker kind of behind the cat. And then just getting lighter. Just so it looks like dusk or something. I don't know. So it's a little bit lighter towards the top. Okay, that is my orange. And then this last one looks like they used a dark blue. So I'll go back to my dark blue. That's so funny, I didn't even notice that. And then a little bit of green. So let me take this dark blue, finger dauber that in here. Try to miss that little green, the windows. Okay, you get a little more color if you like. And they had green windows. If I had noticed that, I would have already gone with that earlier when I had green ready to go. So just in here. And I kind of went from the bottom up. You can also just take a paper towel. I should have grabbed that. If you have some paper towel or something, you can wipe it down and then keep working. Like, you can wipe this away. And that way, when you go to add in the green, the blue's not there. Okay? Just a little tip. All right, that was the first one. We're going to go through each and every one, guys. So, hang in there. That's the first one. Layer number 2. So this time when I go to put this down, I have these little etch marks and these little lines that help me know where to put it, right? So I can see the whole kind of square. Obviously it's going to cover up areas, and that is actually what helps me kind of line it up for the most part. All right, we're getting into pumpkins and all this cute stuff. Okay. So from this top one, they went with a darker blue that's not like super duper dark, but this already has a lot on it, so I have a feeling I'm just going to go ahead and go in with this. I didn't even re-ink it. Let's make sure it's all, yes, it's all blue. There's a little like potion here that we want to pay attention to. Let me see if that's any different from the first blue. Oh, it is. Okay, good. Let me do a little bit darker. I didn't want that color to be different. Orange. I already have orange on here, so maybe I'll just kind of go in, and maybe the next one will be a different orange. The eyeballs here, they did purple. I mean, if you want to do black or whatever colors, that'd be fun. Purple's fine, and I think I still have some purple on here, so I'm just going to dip that on this little face there. Cute. And then the next one is the other purple from this first one. I said I was going to go darker, I think, right? Yeah, so I guess I can come over here and grab, I think this is a darker one. Be careful. There's a little pumpkin here. Let me get a little bit closer for you guys. Sorry, I have a big mess going, but that's how it is, right? This little pumpkin right here. So let's just add in our purple. And let's avoid that pumpkin. And like I said, you can come in and kind of just wipe away the color, just making sure it's not getting into your pumpkin. And I already have orange on here, so why not just dab, dab, dab this little orange that I have on there. Fencing. So whatever color you want to make that. And I didn't grab anything for that, so let me get this brown. It's pretty. This is very cute. And I mean, you can add more color. They do always have the little note there that you can just layer the same color over itself and it makes a deeper color. So that's all I did right now, just kind of towards the bottom of that. And then our last one is just the little road, your little asphalt. So if you want to paint that in or color that in black, gray, whatever color you want. I now have to re-ink my black inks. They get a lot of use. So, okay. All right, I'll put this to the side. That was black. Let's put it. I'll put it here. I believe that's everything on this one. Cute. It's all coming together. And then the third layer. And again, I was just looking at the color, but you can definitely just look at the outline of what's going on, and that's going to help you do everything real well. Put that down here. Oh, this is so good. I love these layers. These I work up real well since, you know, everything's just kind of there and it just comes together real nice. So now you're going to do your hat. I mean, you can still do a purple hat if you want. I was going to do black, so I suppose I'll bring that same black that I used earlier. And then this is the inside of your potion. So be careful. Again, you can put your finger. You can use these stencils from before. The little other ones that kind of help you mask. I'm just going to try and get this a little bit darker than I've been doing. Get that real close to my finger. Okay. And then we also have like something that comes out of the potion plus a little star. So they used orange. And I think I'll probably stick to that. I love the, you know, green, but I have green right next to it, so I'll just use orange. So I'm going to use a lighter orange because then we're going to layer some other colors on top. And with stenciling, generally light to dark. You know, whatever you're doing, you're still looking at it light to dark. So maybe I'll make that a little bit darker just for funsies. Okay. And then we have the pumpkin, and honestly, this is a nice color for the pumpkin too. It's lighter than the one we just used, so I'm just going to go in and just lightly add that color. And you can always take a peek, and that looks cute. It's a different color. Same thing for this guy down here. I'll use that same very light orange that I had. I don't think I need orange anymore. Well, we have pumpkins down here. But in the imagery, they use black, so it looks like an outline, which is really cute, or like a shadow kind of thing. I think they did put orange in this guy's eyes to make them look like they're lit up. So let's do that. And that's more of a yellow orange that I used. Okay. Here we did that one, we did that. We have his little hat to go, so that can also be black. Or, you know, a cute color, whatever you want for him, his little hat. If you're doing this, you know, at the end, you want to bring this back and do maybe glitter. That'd be really cute, right? If you have a black glitter paste, or black and then clear glitter paste over it, it'd be very, very cute. Let me see, I think that's dark enough. And then down here, so I guess I still need more black anyway. Down here, we're just coloring this whole thing in. There's a thin line there that's holding your fence. I suppose if you really want to, you can make that a dark, dark brown, or even this could be a dark, dark brown. But I'm going with black. It's all one thing. A little bit more there. Okay. Maybe a little bit more on this guy's hat. And then we have these guys, and they're using green and black in the windows. So black in here and green out here. So what I'm going to do is actually do the black last. I'm going to take this green. I'm doing a slightly darker green than I had before. So I'm going to do this. But they have it on this side, and again, I'm just going to stick my finger there. And then on this side, actually, that's interesting. Oh, okay, yeah. That's why. I was gonna say, didn't we already color that middle section? But there's a light green back there. We're gonna cover it up with black. That is very cute. So it gives you some different layers. Again, light to dark, right? So we have that light green there. When we add black, it's not gonna hurt anything. And ooh, I'm gonna be very careful with that. There you go. The very, very edge. There we go. Got a little bit more on the other side, but that's all right. I think that's everything. Look at that. So cute. I have smaller, like, stippling brushes. I mean, I could have done that because this is a very small area, but it got a little black over here. Nothing to be too upset about. All right. Now, number 4. This is our 4th one, and this is going to add all these little remaining bits. Oh my gosh, the little faces and the pumpkins and everything. That is so cute. Now, it looks like there's going to be a lot of black on this one to do all the faces, the bats and everything. Black glitter paste, honestly, just whoot, that'd be really cool. We're going to do some more stars up here, and they're using a darker orange for that. So maybe I'll do that too. And then the sash here. So let me just get this going. Oh, got a little bit in the sash anyway, but that's all right. Okay, there we go. And then purple here. There is a centerpiece there. I guess this whole thing can be purple, so that's fine. That purple and the orange that's mixing underneath actually makes it look kind of black in the center there. And then do you want to do these little guys brown? You can definitely do that. I'll show you what I'll do for that. Let me grab this with some brown. If you want to make your stems brown or black or whatever color you want, green. But if I start with a lighter brown, I can just go in and do the whole thing. Like, I don't even care, right? No big deal, but I am concentrating on the stems. And everything else is going to be black, so we're going to cover that up anyway. So you don't have to be too careful about it. So let's get our black out. And black here in the bats. Right? Just avoiding the stems. And then the little jack-o'-lantern faces down here. There we go. So we didn't have to be like very delicate flowers over here because of the brown. We just put it on and then we're going to cover it up anyway. This here, all black. Cute. Okay. And then our little ghost is white. I did get some purple somehow on there. I don't know where that came from, but that's okay. So this is a little jack-o'-lantern and his little face. And then he has his little sash. They made it orange just to have something different, so we can do that too. Okay, and then down here, again, you have your bats. So, I mean, if you just want to do a black or a different color or something darker orange just so it's different, you can definitely do that. And this last bit is all black. So I guess this one would have been probably better for like your little glittery accents, because a lot of it could have been done with that. Oh my gosh, you guys, look how cute and colorful and just fun. Let me go rinse these guys off and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so we have that cute panel. We have our little topper bit, and then I'm just going to make a card base. So this is 8.5 by 5.5. I'm going to score it 4 1/4. Not cut it, score it. A pretty purple card base. I think that'll bring some of that purple out. I was looking at my ghost and I was like, how did I get ink? It's not ink, it was my nail polish. It kind of, that's one thing. That's one of the reasons I love gel polish better than just regular nail polish, because especially if it's red, oh my goodness, you get it all over. Okay, so this guy essentially goes here. Right, super cute. So I'm going to trim this guy down. Again, if this is, you know, 4, it's just under 4 and it's just over 5 1/8. So let me chop this down. So it was just under 4. We can get this pretty close to this. Yeah, somewhere like in there. We don't want too much showing, but at the same time, let's see. think I eyeball that pretty well. I'll give you a size on it just so you have a good idea, because I don't want the white showing. So I cut it a pretty, pretty good amount smaller. And then that one is 5 1/8. So I know if I cut down enough, just don't get it too close to your this, because you want some of that white showing. It's going to be showing. Again, 5 1/8, maybe like. Oh, actually, it can be quite a bit smaller, I think. All right, that worked perfectly, like exactly. So you might want to make yours a little bit bigger, but I cut this down to 4. I would say it's 4 7/8. It's only like 1/8 of an inch, so maybe you want to do 5 by 3 3/4. Okay. And I'm actually going to stick that down before I stick it to my card, because if I stick this down, I might be off a little bit. So I'm going to stick this on here. And that's how I did it, do however you like, whatever makes sense for you. I think what I'm going to do is stick to these lines on the inside, because the outside edge, I barely am touching it, so just a little bit, real close, maybe. The outside edge, I'll stick it down whenever we get there onto the card. That looks really cute and clean. Yeah, for sure. I mean, unless I'm just forgetting. I don't think I've used this one yet. I don't remember doing anything else. Or I might have paired it with a different one. Again, that postage edge background, you can still cut that out and it can fit behind here. It's just another matte layer. It'll be really cute. Oh my gosh. I'm going to stick that down just like that. But if you want another matte layer, you can definitely, like I said, cut it from the other. Cut a thicker one that's like 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 or something like that. And then we're going to finish this off with a little bit of postage. Look. So. That is so cute. That purple matches the purple ink so well. Okay. I think that's good. I'm going to put something on top of this, just something heavy to keep it nice and flat. And I will be right back. Okay, while that is staying flat, I think what I'm going to do, again, you have all that cancellation and stuff like that you want to use, or they can just be little panels. It doesn't have to anything to do with postage if you don't want. I think I'm going to cut out Hocus Pocus, so I'm going to stamp that just on some white paper. And then we have, in this set, you do have a die to cut that out. And also in this other set, this one has more of the basic pieces, but doesn't have the skinny one that looks like this. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that just on some white paper. Oh, it smells so good. Funny enough, I have these little strips. I want to see if I can just stamp it on there. I don't have to cut it out. I can just cut it. But, like, where'd those papers come from? They just came from me cutting down that one piece. Okay, so I'll just stamp that and then put the die over it, cut that out. I think that's going to be it for me, because, again, it's kind of not really postage looking without the edges and stuff like that. It just looks like cute panels. So I think we can just make it like that. So I will be right back. Okay guys, so let's wrap this guy up. I mean, it is so cute. I mean, you have tons of stamps on here to do your cancellations, just stamp it wherever. Even on this, I would just stamp it because you're not going to see it on here anyway, so if you want to, take a moment to stamp all those things. I think I'm going to put this right here because my little boo-boo, and I was wondering if I was just going to leave it flat or not. I'll pop it up just a little bit. So keeping it pretty simple as far as that part. Nope. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope they gave you some idea of like one of the ways you can color these in. I think some of the examples LDRS Creative has are super cute. They have some that are like pinks and purples and just like real bright and fun and adorable. And that's how I'm gonna do it. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I will have images coming up. I'll have the links there as available in the description box, and I will see you all at the next one. Bye now.